All right, welcome in to another 5-minute Powers Play. This is the last regular season week of the year. I said regular season. Coach Powers is with me, and good spirited practice today. I saw a lot of teaching going on out there. Was that my eyes, or were you guys doing a little something special today?
No, it's just brushing up on stuff. It just, we've been doing that in the week leading up to games after off weeks. So just reminders, simple reminders, habits, and some stuff that we want to make sure that they're dialed in for come Friday.
So we're heading up to Minnesota. The weather's going to be cold outside. You guys are used to making trips to the cold areas, so no big deal about that. Anything different inside?
No, I don't think so. No, it's the same approach. And we're excited to play on the big ice. We're excited to play in front of those fans, and that's such a historically tremendous program. We're looking at this as just a great opportunity for our young program, again, to go up into a venue we haven't been to yet, in front of a fan base we haven't played in front of yet, and prove our worth.
I just talked to your goaltender, and he mentioned a lot about that. He said one of the great things about being an independent is they get to go to a lot of great hockey markets. This is another one. This is a team that usually is near the top. They're having a little bit of struggle this year with the new coach, but I know you know Bob Motzko very well. And what do you expect out of his team? What's he going to bring to you, and what do you have to do to beat them?
They're really good. I don't care what anybody says. And they just swept Ohio State on the road. They just split with Notre Dame. They've won 3 or 4. They're a really good team, and I watched both of their games extensively against Notre Dame, and we're going to have to be at our very best to have any chance to beat them. They're still playing for a lot, so I think they're going to be a desperate group of kids, and certainly, we can't hide with where we're ranked in the season that we've had. So I think we're going to get their very best, and hopefully they get ours.
So when you play on Olympic-side ice, obviously it's a change, right? I think I like, from watching your team, I like your team speed up there. I like it in more time and space. Defensively, though, is that any concern for you as your defenseman adjusting to that?
No. We haven't had any issues in the past adjusting to the big ice. I think there's some tweaks you have to make defensively, and as long as the guys are mentally prepared to do those, and they will be between a practice we have there Thursday night and then the game-based skate on Friday, they'll be fine. I think the more you make out of it, the more issues that could arise. Just go play hockey, right, and enjoy the extra time and space. So we look at your team all season long. Joey's been getting a lot. Johnny's been getting a lot. But one guy that keeps sneaking under the radar, and I don't know how, is Brinson Passionate. Plus 27, last I heard, leading the country in plus minus. How big is the plus minus, and how big is Brinson Passionate to your team? We don't put too much stock into plus minus. Obviously, it's a stat we look at. When you're plus 27 and you lead the country, I think that says something.
Yeah.
And especially with the ice time that he logs. I've said from day one, since the moment Brinson's been here, he's our best player, that we go as he goes. He is the locomotive in this program. He has the ability to pull everybody with him. And when he is at his very best, that's exactly what he does. When he's going, everybody on our bench just feels it, and it raises everybody's level so much. So he's invaluable. To me, he's our best player. He has been, and as long as he's here, he always will be.
How does he keep sneaking under the radar? He didn't get drafted, right? He's been to a couple of camps, not 3, I think, right? So people get a chance to see him. How does he keep sneaking under the radar? What are people not seeing in this kid?
Your guess is as good as mine.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. All right, so last regular season, I know we don't want to go ahead of ourselves too far, but we have to look at the numbers. 21, 10, and 1. You're in good shape. There's not many teams ahead of you. You go through bye weeks. You still hold your spot in the pairwise. You have to do a little advanced planning, I'm sure, on your end of it. So What do you do? What's the advanced planning? What's going to be the game plan after this weekend when you got, 3.5 weeks?
We know definitively that no matter what, we're going to be in the picture very seriously, and we have the ability to go up and control our own destiny and go play well and hopefully get a win or maybe 2 and get a good seed, and that's what we have to do. That's what we have to focus on, and so we're focused on that. I mean, this is no different from what I went through every year at the ACHA level. It's the same thing. We had a month off in between our last game in the national tournament, and we always made the most of it. you can look at it one of two ways. The guys don't have games and blah, 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 blah. Or you can look at it as we're going to be rested, we're going to be healthy, we're going to be dialed in, we're going to be focused, and everybody else has got to go beat up on each other to try to get in.
Yeah.
And that's the way we're looking at it. And our guys, if we're fortunate enough to get in, they will be ready.
No doubt about that. Let's wrap things up. I just want to ask you some questions regarding tournament time, right? You guys don't have a tournament, but you've been in tournaments, obviously, so you know that. How is it going to be? I mean, the parity in college hockey is so good. I look at like the Big Ten, for example. Any team in that conference can win that tournament, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that tough on them as a coach and as players? Is it tough to have those 3 games for a team like Notre Dame, for example, that might be for all the marbles to get into the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a blessing too, right? Because right now, some of those teams are just on the outside looking in, and they get that second life to catch fire and get on a roll and make the postseason. And I mean, if you take a team like Notre Dame or Penn State or BU or BC, who are all just on the outside looking in, that have so much potential and talent and skill, if they start feeling it at the right time, they could snap their fingers and in 2 weeks be one of the best teams in the country. So I think that's the beauty of college hockey, that there is parity and that so many different teams can be successful. And I think it speaks to where we're at as a game. There's just a lot of good teams.
All right, I wouldn't let you go without showing some of your influence in hockey in the Desert Southwest. There's a ACHA D2 West Regional at Oceanside Ice Arena. It doesn't happen, in my estimation, it doesn't happen with what you did with this program, getting it back on track at the ACHA level. And you got to feel a little sense of pride in being able to see what you've done is finally paying off all the way around.
I honestly can't take credit for that, but what is cool to see is the growth, and
Right.
I mean, you have GCU now with 2 men's teams and a women's team, and they're committed to continue to grow and improve. You have UNLV doing a lot of great things up there, preparing to make a national tournament. You have Chad at U of A doing just a heck of a job and has them contending now. After a lot of obstacles put in his way to build that program the way he's built it. So it's thriving. It's thriving. NAU and ASU are still here and at that level, and it's only going to get better and better.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck this weekend up in Minnesota, and let's get a couple more wins just to pad the record in the history books a little bit.
That's the plan.